Go.
Bing! Look at this. Well, sir, go ahead and introduce yourself so we know who we're chatting with.
Yeah, hey, I'm Lauren Walker Madsen from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been doing a little tour through the Midwest here. You played Wichita last night. You're playing Hutch tonight.
Yeah, I've been out for a couple weeks. This run of shows was kind of based around a festival that I did up in Chicago, which was last weekend.
That's
called
cool.
Moon Runners.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I did some shows through the Midwest on the way out, Nebraska, Iowa, up through Minnesota and Wisconsin, and then on the loop home. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So solo shows, is it just you and a guitar, or what's the setup like?
Yeah, you know, I've been doing more solo shows the last year, year and a half. I always tell everybody I love to play with other people. Really.
That's cool.
So tonight's a really mellow room. Probably start off do a lot of acoustic stuff, but yeah, just me and a guitar. I have been using a kick drum, which has been fun. Give a little bit of thump behind some of the songs, and then I also have a small washboard that use a little bit, kind of like a snare. So kind of like a kick snare, little harmonica here and there. But yeah, just kind of mix it up, try to fill some of the space where there might be some other guys playing with me. But yeah, I also really like to just do like the straight acoustic, me and a guitar, as much as I can.
Now I understand you've got a new CD out. We're gonna have one out here.
It is out, and it's been out for most of the year. It's an EP. That was my latest release. It's called Slave of the Road. You can find it. All my releases are on Spotify or Apple Music, so you can find it up there. But yeah, that was the most recent one. That's getting a little bit, I wouldn't say outdated, but yeah, outdated. I've had it out for a little bit, and it was 5 new songs, but yeah, I'm fixing to start working on some new stuff. So yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
So, in the world of social media, how do you use this to promote your music and tour dates and everything like this? How has that affected your run?
It's been good. It's good and bad, necessary evil for all musicians, I guess, and artists. But yeah, it's been good. I try to, I'm fully independent, so, I manage and book all my own stuff for the most part, at least everything here in the States, and, the social media is really good, you get a lot of new people coming out that maybe they saw it in somebody else's feed that they shared, maybe it was a friend that I made in Kansas City, and they shared it, and they had some friends that came out of Wichita, so that's been really good, the word of mouth. I'm still a really small fish in a big pond, but those little things help. The social media, the live feeds, when somebody comes out and snaps a little something of you, that's been great. So, and every now and again, when I've got like a tour coming up, you'll get into some of the more like sponsored ads and posts and, target your audience. And that's been great too. I think that's really helped get in front of some other people on social media that are maybe just a fan of roots music, maybe just a friend of a friend. Again, maybe saw it in a feed. It's been good. Yeah, so it's helped. But again, I started traveling and touring in bands really before that took shape. And but it's nice to have. It's a great tool to have nowadays, and it's great for being able to keep in touch with folks. That you meet on the road. And it's like, hey, like I'm really bad with names. Like let's keep in touch a little bit more on social media a bit till I come back around, and then some of those people have then turned into some of my great friends, and then we exchange numbers. I mean, you just never know where it's going to go. With social media, it's a good tool.
That's cool. So, who are some of your musical influences?
I've got a pretty wide range. I grew up playing in kind of punk rock, ska, punk, rock and roll bands. I really loved a lot of that stuff. And then, started diving more in my 20s into more Americana roots kind of stuff. But bands like Lucero from Memphis, a great band. know, some of the guys that are around today that I love, that are, you know, popular. I love the Cody Jinks. I love the Whitey Morgans. You know, the guys like that. Dale Watson. He's one of the greatest performers in country music series, in my opinion. But then I like, you know, I love a lot of other stuff that's out there still today too. You know, Bad Religion, Rancid, still kicking ass. You know what I mean? And
That's awesome.
so I love a lot of kinds of stuff like that too. So, but yeah, you know, a lot of obvious go-tos. I think when people listen to my music, maybe like, you know, the Hank Threes, you know, stuff like that. I love Hank Three. So yeah, those are some of my favorites. I love a lot of older stuff though, you know, Ernest Tubb, Hank Williams, you know what I mean? It's all
awesome.
over the board.
You got a little bit of everything,
yeah, you know,
brother.
come get in the van with me and it's like, we could be listening to a whole lot of different crazy stuff all day. But yeah, you know, I think that's also a good thing about social media too nowadays, is you're exposed to a lot more music as well.
Yes.
But yeah, those are some of my
So with that, how do bars and venues line up openers for you? Since you've got musical tastes and your music is kind of...
You know, I always tell people, like, sometimes guys are like, you know, like in Wichita, my buddy out there, you know, we played with him a couple times, and last night was great. You know, I got to play with one of the best songwriters that I think is out there, you know, Brooke Blanche. And we had never met, but he fit so well. You know, it was.
That's cool.
It would have been an honor to open for him. You know, he's great.
That's really cool.
But I also told him, you know, example in Wichita, you know, I'll play with a metal band. I know you got a lot. I know you have a lot more metal bands in town. Like, if you can't get an opener, put them on. I'm not opposed or afraid to play with a metal band. So, you know, it varies. I think a lot of times, you know, it's nice to have a similar fit musically. Maybe a roots band or Americana or a singer-songwriter. Or hell, you know, a country band is always nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how maybe necessarily they go about it. I'm sure they all try to keep it within the vein. But, you know, I always tell them, hey, you know, if it's getting down to the show, like, hey, is there an opener? You know, hey, throw the punk band on, or throw the rockabilly band on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, before we let you go, couple quick questions.
Absolutely.
One, where are you going to be the rest of the time? The people that are watching us on social media, if people want to see you live, where are they?
Well, I've only got one more show on this run, which is tomorrow night in just outside of Denver in Arvada, Colorado at Rockabilly's. Great bar out there. Played there a few times. And then I'll be home. I'm doing another couple shows in Colorado and a festival called Comstock, which is the 13th year. It's a long-running festival. It's in Nebraska, and that's in June. Fantastic festival, great lineup, so check that out. Pondstock out in Trenton, Nebraska. And then after that, July, I'll have the trio with me. I'm going to be going out and doing about a month on the West Coast and Northwest, and then working on a new album. But you can find, you know, me on the Facebook, Lauren Walker Madsen, or Instagram, any of however you get your fix, you know, I'm there. And or LaurenWalkerMadsenMusic.com is my website, so you can go get merchandise and check out all the tour dates there.
That's cool.
But yeah, so yeah, kind of winding down towards the end of the summer, but still a lot of shows coming up around the West Coast, a little bit in the Midwest. And then again, you know, I'm always out on the road, so after we get done working on some new tunes and recharging the batteries, we'll be back at it again. So yeah, so go at me and find me.
Well, thank you, man.
Oh, it was a
I
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out to the show.
And I guess I will let you go do your thing.
Yeah.
You are going to play some music.
Yeah, we're going to play some music. Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.